Hi, my name is Sai Krishna Akula. I'm working as a DevOps Engineer at Coding Tutor. Today I will demonstrate a simple application that uses AWS RDS Relational Database Services to save user details when someone registers or login. Simple way, think of your application like any website you use daily. For example, Amazon. When you sign up, your details need to be stored somewhere safely. Later, when you log into the system, needs to check those details to confirm it's really you or not. In our case, that safe place is a database. Instead of managing our services on a local server, we are using AWS RDS. I will explain what is RDS. Is a managed web service provided by an AWS that simplifies the setup, operations, and scaling of a relational database. In the cloud, this way we don't need to worry and set up and backup and scaling. Prerequisites for this project: Git is a version control system, Java the code taken from the developers, and Tomcat for web server, and Maven for building an artifact, and we have to create an RDS. This is a prerequisites for this project. This is an AWS dashboard. Now we have to create an instance for user application. Now I am launching an instance. The instance name is user application. I am now taking as Ubuntu. And keeper, I am selecting as a demo key. Now I am launching an instance. Yeah, now I am connect to server, SSH client, copy SSH. I am now going to git bash for connect my server. CD for changing directory. My keeper is there at downloads, so I am moving to download. And now I am pasting SSH. This is my brand new server, and now I am going to update my server. Because this is a new server, so some prerequisites to upgrade from the server. Yeah. Now I have to install Java. Now installing the packages of Java. I am installing JDK 8.1 version. It's installing Java packages. Now I am checking Java installed or not. I am checking Java version. Now I am going to install Maven. Now I successfully installed Maven. Now I am going to install Tomcat. Tomcat install, but it is a zip file. We can do unzip using tar. Using ls we can checking Tomcat was unzipped. ls cd apache Tomcat, changing directory to bin folder, ls list. Now I want to start the Tomcat server. /startup.sh. Now we can see the Tomcat was started. Now we can copy our public IP address and paste in browser to see our Tomcat web server. We are getting doesn't support a secure connection with HTTPS because of in our application instance in security group we didn't mention the port number. So I'm going to security group and going to inbound rule, add rule, custom TCP 8080 for Tomcat port number anywhere and save rule. Copy public IP and paste /8080. Now we can see a Tomcat web server. Go to manager app. It's saying 403 access denied. In second line, by default, the manager is only accessible for the browser running on the same machine as a Tomcat. If you wish to modify these restrictions, you will need to edit manager context.xml file. So I'm going to our server, cd config, we can see our Tomcat user.xml. So sudo vim for edit option, I am going to add this user details. You can refresh. cd web apps, cd manager, cd meta info, now we have to do comment these lines because this is an showing as local port, so I'm doing uncomment. In the same way we have to do for host manager also. Now we are getting Tomcat user details. This is a Tomcat web application manager. Now we have to do clone our repository. cd aws rds. Now I'm going to src. cd main and web apps. Now here we have to change two things. One is login.jsp and user registration.jsp. In that we have to mention RDS endpoint in both and password in the both login.jsp and user.jsp. So now I am going to create database. This is RDS database. Now I have to create database. Standard creation, MySQL. I'm taking MySQL 5.7.44 version. Enable RDS extend support. I'm taking as a free tier. Admin. Self-manage. Password. DB T3 micro and storage SSD allotted 20 GB as of now, and I'm taking the default VPC. Now I am enable public access for user to enroll the application to give their details. I am VPC security group. We have to create a new security group for this. RDSDB, and I'm taking US East 1A for availability zone. Now I'm creating database. It will take few minutes for creating database. In meanwhile, we have to set up a MySQL server for database server. I'm launching new instance. I called as a DB server. And taking Ubuntu. Key pair. I'm taking demo key. I'm launching instance. This is database server. Now I am going to connect database server. I'm going to copy SSH. See the downloads. Now we are connected to our DB server. I am updating the server. Now I am going to set up MySQL server in our DB server. Now we are installing MySQL server on our database. Now we are successfully installed MySQL server. I am starting and enabling MySQL server. I am checking the status. MySQL server is running actively or not. Our MySQL server is running actively. So in meanwhile, we checked our database is created or not. Yeah, we get endpoint. Copy this endpoint. Now we have to give our endpoint in login.jsp. In the place of localhost, we have to mention our RDS endpoint. So why we are pasting our endpoint means it's connected to our local host, not to our server. So I am giving RDS endpoint. It will connect to the database. Our username is admin and password is admin. In the same way, we have to change user registration.jsp also. So we successfully changed user.jsp. cd I'm doing MVN package for build an artifact. We build success, so we'll check artifact created or not. Yeah, we get artifact. So this artifact we have to move to our Tomcat server. So we can securely copy our target folder to the Tomcat server. So using scp command. This is our source star.var, and we have to give destination path also. Now we have to check this artifact moved to our Tomcat web server or not. When we refresh, see I am getting login web app. So now I have to click on login web app. Here we will get user information. Now I am going to create a new user here. And Krishna is name, password. and submit. So now we are getting error because we didn't mention port number, so that's why we are getting error. When give port number assigned to the our server, then it will open the user detail. Now go to security, go to security groups, edit inbound rule, add rule, MySQL Aurora, the port number is 3306 and save the rule. Next we go to our Tomcat server and refresh, then we will get the user details. Why we are getting this error means, if we are getting JWT is not there, so schema is we are not created in MySQL server. So when we create MySQL server schema, then we'll get user details. So now first we have to go and create in MySQL server schema the user details, then we'll come to our server page. Now we have to go and create database. We created database JWT to store user related information. Inside it we created a table user with for name, email, username and password, and registration data. Each row one user data and each column appears of an user details like name, email and password. Now I will show and how to create JWT schema. Secure installation for MySQL server. Yes, medium 2. Yeah, now we all setup done. In here we have to paste our RDS endpoint to communicate with server. Now we securely connected to our MySQL server. So now I am going to create JWT schema. We have created JWT schema. Now I want to create user table. Now we are creating username, first name and last name, email, username, password, and everything we are mentioning in user table. Now we are creating user table. Yeah, we have successfully created user table. Now we check our server, Tomcat web server. saying registration is successfully. Please log in to web page. I am going to log in. I am giving username Krishna. Now we have created username, right? So I am giving username Krishna and password. And login. See, this is our web page. Welcome to DevOps Learning with AK Reddy Krishna. This way we have to create user credentials and login, and after this the user details will be stored in our user data. We'll check the user details is stored in database or not. See, the user details will be stored in database server. In this way, securely, when the users was login into any application, the user detail will be stored securely in database. In this way, we have to secure our user details in RDS securely. Thank you.